There's a spot in my heart which no calling may on. There's a depth in my soul never sounded or known. There's a place in my memory, my life that you fill. None other can take it, no one ever will. Sure, I love the dear silver that shines in your hair, and the brow that's all furrowed and wrinkled with care. I kiss the dear fingers so toil one for me. God bless you and keep you, Mother Machree. Machree.
There are a few things that do stand out, and that is I do remember as a young child living in a family of four boys including Daddy, and a prima donna sister. She was doggled over by her mother, and she was the apple eye of my father. So as a result, she was sort of pampered and got everything she wanted. She went on trips and she was given the best clothes. But I do remember you did do me a favor, once in a while. I remember you going to Daddy and saying, why don't we send Jimmy on a trip? He deserves a trip. And Daddy said, that's a good idea. Where should we send him? And you said, send him to Fayetteville.
I swear that I did not pull any snakes up outside of the window. Any worms or whatever it was outside of the window.
I did not hold any worms upside down outside the window, I swear.
Back in our young days, when we were young moms and dads, our form of entertainment mostly that we looked forward to was going to home parties or park dances at St. X or St. Vivian's. And as a rule, always Lou ended up playing the piano. And as soon as he started, Joanne would start dancing, as long as Lou didn't see her. And could she dance? She twirled and whirled and was more good years, and happy birthday, Joanne. Love you.
I'll never forget the time this damned Englishman says to me, "Who is this Mother Machree, anyway?" Well, of course, we all know. There was no Mother Machree. The term Mother Machree comes from the ancient Celtic dialect and can be modernly translated as Mother Beloved. Now, this term has been most recently associated with, in Hibernian circles, of course, with the honorary society known as the Maternal Order of the Machree, or MOM as we call it. Now, I was recently asked to investigate the life of one Joanne, or Joan, as she was born, O'Connell Bunning, who was recently nominated to this society. And I must say, I was not disappointed in my investigation. Now, the Irish have an expression, the black sheep of the family, because over the years of having large families, the sheer farce of genetics and probability allow that most families can identify a black sheep without difficulty. In fact, the odds of having no black sheep in an Irish family of 5 children are greater than 1 in a million. I set out, upon my investigation, to find the black sheep, or to acknowledge that this Joanne Bunning was a mother who was 1 in a million. Well, the eldest son, one L. Stephen, did receive marks for math in 7th grade that belied his eventual genius in science. And his college haircut could have used a shearing, as the shepherds would say. But of course, L. Stephen turned out brilliantly. No black sheep there. He married a tall brunette named, interestingly enough, Joan, and has 2 brilliant children, David and Jonathan. Well, next born, Robert, was tightly sandwiched between his 2 fraternal sibs, in the middle of what we like to call Irish triplets. As is often the case, this led to a desperate life, filled with overachievement and with an insatiable need for attention. Robert eventually came around once his barbershop quartet, the Brothers Flanagan, achieved some notoriety. He married a tall brunette named Joan too, and they dote excessively on their charming children, Janet, Julia, and Robbie. Now, third-born son, Michael, found competing in the world of business so much easier than competing with his brothers that he will probably be the first of the children to retire independently wealthy. Though he did have his born-to-be-wild phrase, he clearly was no black sheep. He married the peg of his heart, and he has 2 lovely children, Claire and Danny. First daughter, Mary, is more of an angel than a black sheep, a devoted mother and daughter, and like the lilt of Irish laughter, you should hear Mary sing. Her husband, Tom, is equally talented, as are their children, Michael, Christine, and Mark. Now, if one examines families of 5 Irish children where the first 4 succeed so well, almost always the 5th, or the baby of the family, will turn out to be the proverbial black sheep. So, I examined the life of Susan Bunning, expecting to see as much. But no, Susan and her husband Addie and precious Katie forms a most perfect, accomplished trinity. That all these children turned out so well was clearly no accident. They were patiently nurtured, skillfully guided, and unconditionally loved. Joanne Bunning clearly deserves to be in the ranks of the world's greatest mothers, and should be warmly welcomed to the Maternal Order of the Machree.
There's a spot in my heart which no calling may own. There's a my soul never sounded or known. There's a place in my memory